You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, we knew that this day was coming in the Karmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf saga. Karmelo Anthony took a knife out of his bag at a track meet in Frisco, Texas, and stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart. Austin Metcalf bled out to death, who was also a track athlete as well, bled out in his twin brother's arms. Now, Karmelo Anthony was claiming, oh, it's self-defense. And he actually admitted, hey, I'm not alleged, I did it. He admitted that he actually killed Austin Metcalf, but he was claiming self-defense. Now, I believe it was last week where the footage was actually released to certain media outlets. They actually had to go in and watch it. They couldn't take a copy of it, they had to take notes. And they were all saying the same thing. There was no confrontation. Now, they didn't actually see the stabbing, but there was no evidence that a confrontation occurred. Next thing they saw was Austin Metcalf being brought down the bleachers, and he was bleeding everywhere. Karmelo Anthony committed cold-blooded murder, despite what he said. Now, my biggest question still, guys, is why did he actually bring a knife to a track meet? He was supposed to be participating in the track meet, and he didn't sit under his own team's tent. And apparently, he didn't even know Austin Metcalf. But he had a knife, brought it out, and stabbed him in the heart. Cold-blooded murder. Now, folks, the grand jury has finished convening. And they actually got the evidence, guys. And Karmelo Anthony, he's done. The grand jury has indicted him on capital murder, also known as first-degree murder in other states. But in Texas, it's capital murder. He's officially facing life in prison with the possibility of parole. This is not going to go good for him whatsoever. Now, there was some people out there that believed that the grand jury, they were going to try to indict him on a lesser charge. Based on everything that we knew, there's no way in the world. Now, I get it, man, that the woke judge lowered his bail from $1 million to $250,000, and then he was allowed to live in his $900,000 home that his family was actually renting out. Well, Karmelo Anthony, his world just got turned upside down because now he's going to trial to face the music. Right over here, guys. Karmelo Anthony formerly charged with murder for stabbing Austin Metcalf in high school crime that stunned the country. Karmelo Anthony, the team who admitted to stabbing and killing a fellow high school athlete at a track meet in Texas, has been indicted on first-degree murder charge. Austin Metcalf, 17, bled out in his brother's arms after the then 17-year-old Anthony attacked him in the bleachers of David Kirkendall Stadium in Frisco on April 2nd. Anthony, now 18, insisted that he was acting in self-defense when he knifed Metcalf. Tuesday, he was formally charged by a grand jury in the crime that has drawn national attention over race and privilege. Honestly, guys, let's just be real. I don't think this thing has really got national attention. I mean, definitely not up to the level you would actually think if we're talking about race, because the race hustlers even know Karmelo Anthony is guilty. They know that. Even his woke handler couldn't actually say that he didn't believe that Karmelo Anthony wasn't guilty. Anyway, Frisco, Texas police have said the incident stemmed from Metcalf asking Anthony to leave his team tent since he didn't go to the same school. The incident comes after the local district attorney presented evidence to a grand jury asking jurors to uphold the first-degree murder count local cops originally charged. And that's been confirmed. So right over here, here's the clip right here of DA Greg Willis announcing the murder indictment. Let's play this.
Good afternoon. Earlier this spring, our community was shaken by what happened at a school track meet in Frisco. The violent loss of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. For weeks now, my team has been presenting evidence to the grand jury, and today I summarized that evidence, and I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against Karmelo Anthony, which they did. With this indictment, the case now moves formally into the court system. From this point forward, we'll continue doing our job both fully and fairly to pursue justice under the law. As for the scheduling of the trial, that will be up to the court. But when the time comes, we will be ready. Now, we know that this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. And that's understandable. When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core. But let's remember that the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's what this case deserves. We're also mindful of Austin's family and everyone who loved him. Please keep them in your thoughts, and if you're willing, your prayers as well. Finally, let's remember that a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
Yeah, so you guys saw that right there. This is bad news for Karmelo Anthony. Even his woke handler, man, is not surprised that the grand jury indicted him. This is what Dominic Alexander, the criminal spokesperson for the Anthonys, I don't know why in the world they hired this guy. He said, right here, it says, however, Anthony's advisor, Dominic Alexander, told DailyMail.com that his defense attorney was able to present a packet with evidence Anthony wanted the jurors to see. Well, obviously the jurors didn't buy it. The embattled team learned about the incident shortly before the news was released to the media, Alexander added. Quote, a ham sandwich can be indicted in America, right? Alexander told Daily Mail. Explaining that Alexander was expecting this outcome. He knew it. Quote, right now, this is the first day of Karmelo pretty much preparing to defend himself in the court of law. Yeah. Now, right here, it says the video recorded on a Fitz camera at David Kirkendall Stadium did not show any fighting, pushing, or physical altercation between the boys prior to the knifing. Yeah. And I believe the grand jury probably saw that, or at least heard about that. And the self-defense stuff has completely fallen apart. Now, we don't know when the trial is going to happen. Since this is actually late June, I'm anticipating, man, a good 6 months to prepare for the trial. So I'm thinking probably in January of next year, the trial is going to happen. And I think that Karmelo Anthony, man, he is facing decades in prison. He can't be put to death. He can't do life without parole, but he can do life with the possibility of parole. And that possibility, man, could be like 50 years. In 50 years, man, he'll almost be 70. He'll be 68 years old in 50 years. It's safe to say, man, that Karmelo Anthony's life is over with. And he did it to himself. Why didn't you just sit underneath your team's tent? You were asked to leave. No altercation that we know of, even on video. But you stabbed him anyway. Now you're going to find out. You're not going to be running track anymore. No football, none of that stuff. Man, shame on Frisco ISD for letting this guy graduate. As far as we know, he still graduated. So that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, Let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.